Well, what a year we've had so far in 2022 in Edmonton real estate. John Carter here. I'm the broker and owner at Remax River City. And if you had told me at the end of 2021 there was a record-breaking year, that halfway through 2022 we'd be sitting with even more growth, more sales in the Edmonton market, I would never have guessed that. But that's where we stand. We're actually up several thousand sales that we were at this same point midway through the year in 2021. And the craziest part, for some perspective, is that we've had 17,000 sales so far year to date, and compared to 2018, 19, and 20 in the entire year, we had 22,000 sales in 2018, 19,000 in 2019, and a little over 20,000 in 2020. So even with that interruption of the worldwide pandemic that really put a pause on the market for 2-3 months, we have almost as many sales halfway through this year that we do for all of those previous 3 years. Outside of 2021, it was a huge record-setting year. So it's really important to have that perspective when you're looking at the market now and going forward, about where the opportunities are and some of these interest rate and other changes, how they'll impact the market.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Wilkes with Dominion Lending Centers, Brokers for Life. I'm a local mortgage broker based out of the Remax River City office in Old Strathcona. I'm here to give you some information just about what's going on in the market. It's been a crazy year. It's been a wild ride for all of us, and obviously for buyers that have been riding it with us. So on July 13th, the Bank of Canada announced a 1% lift on the prime lending rate, aka people with variable rate mortgages have been affected by this. That did not change anybody in the fixed world, but obviously when rates go up, they go up across the board, and we've been seeing lifts all year.
So the other question that we're getting all the time is, if I have a variable rate now, should I call my bank and fix it, making the payment the exact same and not worrying about those fluctuations and changes? And our answer is generally no. You want to be able to hold on to that variable and just ride the roller coaster, because the likelihood is that you're going to be paying substantially less in your variable versus fixing today.
The question we're getting the most right now is, what should I expect with the rest of the market for the balance of 2022 in Edmonton real estate? And so what we're predicting, and the impacts of the interest rate adjustment and qualifying, as well as just overall demand, is Edmonton is still getting a lot of in-migration, and Edmonton is one of the most affordable, if not the most affordable, major city in Canada. And so we're seeing a lot of job growth and other demand in migration that's causing prices to appreciate. And there's more people here than there is properties. Builders can't build stuff fast enough to keep up. Supply chain is still a challenge. So what we anticipate will happen, though, with the interest rate changes, that certain price points will be affected, and so some positively and some negatively. So based on the average incomes in Edmonton, we're predicting that properties under 400,000 will actually have increased demand, and those properties between kind of 450, 500,000 up to $1 million will have a decreased level of demand. And that's due to the impact of the interest rate, the costs of borrowing, and the qualification rules. On average, as we heard, there's that negative impact to the buying power of buyers in that price point. The luxury market, which last year our office represented 30% of all luxury sales in all of Edmonton with the Realtors Association, luxury isn't really affected. Over 1.2, especially over 1.5, there's still very strong growing demand in the luxury market. And similarly with commercial and investment, interest rates definitely play a role in negatively impacting the property values of commercial property, but investment property. But there's still such strong demand of people looking here from out of province, from out of country, that we're going to see continued growth in those areas as well.
So you're worried you can't buy a house. Now, you can, but you want to be aware of how these rate shifts have affected you. First things first, we want to make sure that you're still dealing with the right budgets. Rates and prices and all that aside, you got to make sure the payment you're making monthly or bi-weekly is still going to suit your budgets. That's always been number one key in terms of your purchasing your home. You've got to make sure you're not digging a hole you don't want to be sitting in monthly or bi-weekly, right? Now, generally speaking, we normally would have been telling people before all of these rises if you were to take your gross annual income, that's the total amount before you pay taxes and CRA, what's coming on T4s, you take that and times it by 4 to 4.5, you are probably in the right ballpark for your purchase price. This is assuming you've probably got your 5% down and maybe you're a first-time home buyer. Bigger down payments will give a little bit more flex on that, but that's very generally speaking. So you'd be in on 100,000 income, 4 to 450 probably. Right now, what we're seeing is it is sort of 3.5 to 4%. So what we're telling everybody who's in that maybe $100,000 a year income in your household that we can use, 400 is kind of the new 450. So what it is for you as home buyers is recognizing what you can get kind of bang for buck while making sure it's going to stick with your budgets.
So if you're purchasing today and you're pre-approved and ready to go, there's a few things that we definitely recommend to be able to help you prep for future rate increases at your renewal, or if you're coming up for renewal. Definitely consider a bi-weekly payment. The bi-weekly payment, if you're paying accelerated, decreases the life of your mortgage by over 2 years. So at renewal, you're hoping that we can bump it back up in order to offset any increase in interest rate. If you're definitely in a variable rate now or considering a variable rate, don't consider locking it in once you've got it. You definitely want to ride that wave and take advantage of the low rates today.
If you need any other information or you have any questions specific to your home buying plans and needs, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thanks so much. I'm Cheryl Wilkes again with Dominion Lending Centers, Brokers for Life.
Hey, it's Stefan Schwaniak with the Quickfire Mortgage Solutions team, and we're always here to help. Don't hesitate to reach out.
So as always, talk to your local RE/MAX realtor, get that advice that you need specific to your situation and property, and make sure that you're making an informed, educated decision about the ever-changing market.